angle is this?
Yeah. That's not right.
Okay, let me just get started because I have been fooling around with this like this is my very first time doing a video. Like I cannot figure out anything. But anyway, let me get to the point. So I just came from my Weight Watchers meeting and I am now at Lifetime. Yay! So my total down is 27.6. The lowest I've reached throughout all of this was 27.8. So, and I am 1.4 pounds below my target weight. So that gives me a little bit of cushion. I would like maybe another couple pounds cushion for comfort. But at any rate, I made it. I did 6 weigh-ins and maintained within 2 pounds of my target weight as designated by my doctor. So, that being said, they gave me, first of all, so today is what, Tuesday. So this is not my normal weigh-in date. My family reunion is this weekend, so I won't be here to weigh in on Saturday morning. So I went in just to weigh in to get it over with because I just have a busy next couple of days. And the lady was a little hesitant to put me in the system at Lifetime because she said, you know, we really like for you to celebrate with your regular meeting. Which I wasn't staying for the meeting anyway. And I don't know, the whole celebration thing isn't that really that important to me. I just wanted it in the system that I was at Lifetime. So I said, well, the system will know, right? And she said, well, I guess I can go ahead and put it in, which I'm like, yeah, you can. So anyway, she put it in, but she made a note. She put a note on my account so that when I go back on my normal regular Saturday morning meeting that the leaders will know that I'm hit Lifetime and so that they have to celebrate me. And she also wrote something down and put it off to the side. And yeah, she was like really hell-bent that I will be celebrated, which I really appreciate that. I'm not, knocking it. It's just that I'm not like, I don't put myself out front like that for things like that. I just am okay to know, I'm happy to know that I made it. And I'm happy to know, for you guys to know that I made it. That's really all I need. So, what she gave me to do is this Lifetime member free eTools voucher. And it has a code on there that I have to then scratch off to, because you get eTools free for 8 weeks. What does this say? At the end of your 8 free weeks of eTools, your account will be automatically billed for the standard monthly rate, currently $14.95. At the end of the 8 free weeks, unless you enter a new access code from a Lifetime member free eTools voucher before your current free weeks expire. So I guess what this means is that, so I'll get the eTools free for 8 weeks, and maybe when I go back in 8 weeks, if I have maintained, then I'll get another voucher for another 8 weeks. I'm not sure what that means. And I would rather just discuss it further with my regular leader on my Saturday morning meeting. So I will go ahead and do this tonight though and get this signed up. And she also had me, she told me to call the 1-800 number on the back of my Weight Watchers book to let them know that I've hit Lifetime so that they can make sure it's in the system the right way so that it cuts off any automatic billing. So I'll do that tonight also, or in the morning. I probably have already missed the deadline for tonight. So a couple of things that I wanted to talk about, and not that I just have an outline. I don't really know what I'm going to say, but I just wanted to think about, to summarize what has worked and what doesn't work for me. So I am considering myself now on the third part of this journey. Part 1 was obviously losing the weight. Part 2 was that 6 weeks maintenance period when I was really trying to figure out what works for me and what, how many points I could eat and, what I can do to still stay within my target range, my 2-point target range. And now part 3 of this journey for me is to put what I have learned in part two, and really put it to use for a lifetime and make it work. So I don't really consider this part any easier than, losing weight. I mentioned that before. To me, losing weight was almost easier because I just got in a zone and I just was grinding and just losing weight and just. So I think that I have figured out what works. One thing that I know is that I can recover in the course of a week. If I have a really bad blowout day, I can recover. And once upon a time, I would say, like before Weight Watchers, if I was trying to lose weight, if I had, a really bad day, then it's almost like, well, I will start again on Monday. You know how we say that. I blew my diet, so I'll start again next week. Well, I know that I don't have to wait a whole week to start again. I can have, and not that I would plan to have a really horrible blowout day, but I know that if it happens, I can get right back on track the very next day, or that day, just cool it for that day. But the very next morning, right back on program, and I will recover and not have a horrible gain in the course of a week. I have actually, let's see, point two. I'm going back over I have my iPad here with the Weight Watchers app up and just looking from the time that I started November 13th, looking at the times that I've gained. I didn't have too many gains, but the most that I've gained was 1.4. Yeah, 1.4 is the highest I've ever gained. And I don't know what the case was there. It could have been a cycle week. It could have been anything. But so in the course of the 7 months now, in the course of the 7 months now, to only have gained 1.4, that's the max, that's the most that I've gained. That was pretty good. So, and certainly I've had some bad days here and there. I've had some really bad days. But, this tells me that, even given everything, I was able to get back on track and still, have reasonable losses. What does not work? Not eating breakfast does not work for me. The double negatives there. But yeah, I have to eat breakfast, and I really need for my breakfast to be substantial too. I feel completely comfortable now blowing, I shouldn't say blowing, but using anywhere from 8 to even 12 points on breakfast. And that just works for me. My lunch is typically extremely light, or I have learned that if I have a really substantial breakfast, I'm not that hungry for the rest of the day, so that I can maneuver and, work my lunch and dinner, and they could be very low point meals, and I'm fine for the rest of the day. So breakfast really is my most important meal of the day. It's the meal that I place the most value, and it's the meal that I enjoy the most. And yeah, I don't mind having a high point breakfast. What I am looking forward to, well, one thing that I've noticed is that my appetite really just is not the same. And maybe, it's the whole thing about your stomach shrinking. But I don't have, even beyond that, I don't have the taste for a lot of things. And I mentioned that in my last, I don't know, a recent video, just about how I just don't have the taste for a lot of things that I used to eat. So, I don't know if that taste will return, maybe if I lost the taste just thinking about, how many points things were, and I just knew that I really wanted to lose weight. So, I just told myself that I didn't have the taste for it. Whatever the case may be, I'm hoping it continues. I feel like I have the taste for things that matter, that are good for me. And, and some splurges. I'm so happy that I have found the Halo topping ice cream. That is something that I know I can fall back on when I just really want something sweet. As a matter of fact, Sunday was Father's Day, and I think I have some clips that I forgot to actually upload. I'll insert them at some point in here. But we had a really low Father's Day meal. We grilled, and we did grilled shrimp and scallops and spinach and kale mixed and corn and potatoes. and it was really good, but it was very light. It was a light meal. So when I left from my parents' house, I actually stopped at Publix and got some Halo topping ice cream. I don't keep it in the house on a regular basis anymore because I found that I was just really eating too much of it. It's not something that I want to have every day, but here and there, if I have a light, day on a weekend or something, I don't mind having it once or twice a week, but I had gotten to the point where I was having it every day. And not that I was, outside of the program with my points, but I just don't want to feel like I have to have something like that every night. So I kind of stopped buying it in my regular grocery haul. But yeah, so just knowing that I could stop and get that and had that to look forward to, and it kind of boosted my points for the day, and it was just good. And I also put some light Cool Whip topping on it. Oh, it's so good. Also, popcorn is really something that I love to snack on now. I'm eating so much popcorn, and it's good. I do eat the Smart Pop, so it doesn't have a whole lot of sodium. It's relatively light in points. I can have some, every day, and it's relatively guilt free. It doesn't really show up on the scale too much with the sodium. Because I actually had a half bag today at work this afternoon, and I stopped eating it. And I was chatting with my friend, my best friend, and she was like, "So you're going to, weigh in after eating all this popcorn?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm about to start drinking my water." And I think I cut off drinking my water maybe 2 hours before I went to weigh in. So, even given that, it was okay on the scale. So that popcorn is definitely a good snack for me. So that is just my summary where I'm going. I'm about to, I have the oven preheating. I'm going to go in here and make a veggie burger and bake some fries. And oh, one thing that I've done recently and I really love is that instead of cheese on my veggie, this is so random, but instead of putting cheese on my burgers, I put hummus. Totally different category. We're talking apples and oranges, but it's just a little bit of something added to the bread that makes my burger so good. So I'm gonna have a veggie burger with some hummus and baked seasoned fries, and maybe have a glass of wine to celebrate making Lifetime. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So anyway, thank you for watching. I will continue to give weekly updates. Even though I'm only going to weigh in at the center once a month, I will continue to do weekly updates here just to keep myself accountable. I really need this exchange and the accountability. So thank you for allowing me to do that and continuing to watch, and I will see you in my next video.